So today I will present my fifth rank solution for the CAFA 5 challenge. We call our method Stumped. So here is our outline. And let's start with background. So
can I just interrupt you just for a second, okay?
Yes.
I'd just like to say, so Chenxing is, I think, the first one here now that is actually has competed in CAFA before several times. And I'd just like to take the opportunity to say what I forgot to say before Darshan's presentation, is that it's great to see this mix here of people who are from data science but never touched biology, people who are from biology but never touched data science, and people who have done both to some extent, and people who have never been to CAFA or never competed in CAFA, and people who have competed in CAFA, which kind of give us hope that this is a pretty democratized kind of plane where, go ahead and do it, and you can climb to the top of the leaderboard in this challenge, regardless where you're coming from. So I think that's a very nice indication. Sorry to have interrupted you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so thanks, Ido. In fact, when I first participated in CAFA 3, I was just a graduate student. And at that time, our method is called cofactor, and we were ranked the first for limiting knowledge biological process in CAFA 3 challenge. And later, we also participate in CAFA 4 using the same John Fredolino lab team name, but the final result has not been officialized yet. And the other team member on this team is Lydia Fredolino, who is my current supervisor, and she was also my PhD co-advisor when I participate in CAFA 3. So my overall pipeline is a composite pipeline that uses sequence homologs, structure templates, protein interactions, Hfm family, and deep learning. So in the first approach, I searched the query protein sequence through the UniProt GOA database to get sequence homologs, and then extract and then use the annotation from the sequence homologs to predict the protein function. And in the second approach, I used FOSIC followed by TM align to search the AlphaFold database and the BioLib2, which is a subset of the PDB database, for structure templates with Go annotation, and use these structure templates to transfer the Go labels to the target protein. And thirdly, we map the query protein to the string database of protein-protein interaction and derive the Go labels from interacting partners of our target protein. And in the fourth pipeline, the query protein sequence is searched by Hammer through the Pfam database to find Pfam family hits. And these Pfam family hits are used as one-hot encoding features to train logistic regression, one logistic regression model per Go term. And finally, we use deep learning models of Go to predict the Go term, because at the time of CAFA 5, we are still developing our internal deep learning model, interlabel Go, which will be presented by Quancheng Liu, which is the sixth team. So in my model, I just use the existing method. So for each of the 5 component methods, we have their predicted Go term scores, which are used as the input feature for to train the final consensus model. So as we just mentioned, we derive the input feature for our 5 models from different component pipelines. For both sequence, structure, and the PPI pipelines, which are based on templates, we use weighted k-nearest neighbor approach, where each template is weighted by, in the first example, the bit score times the sequence identity, or the bit score times the TM score times sequence identity, or just the string score for PPI interaction. So for the Hfm family pipeline, we use a logistic regression model. And then deep learning pipeline, we just use both Go. And we also use the background probability of the naive background probability of the Go term in the template database as an additional feature. So here we compare the overall performance of individual component methods, as well as the final consensus method, which is the first column in this figure. And the y-axis is the weighted Fmax for each method, ranked in descending order of the weighted Fmax score, where we show that the highest, the top performing component method is actually the sequence-based method, partly because we use a new scoring function to more efficiently derive the goal prediction from the sequence templates. So for the final consensus method, we use the component methods prediction as input feature to train a random forest model using the light GBM's RF with 4,000 trees and a learning rate of 0.002. So we treat the goal prediction problem as a binary classification problem, and train 5 models from 5 focus validation for each goal aspect. So in total, we have 15 random forest models. So meanwhile, we also train the gradient boosted tree model and achieved almost the same result. So, but we arbitrarily choose the random forest model for our final submission. So some interesting finding. So firstly is how do we treat the MF target proteins with only protein binding as its only leaf term. So in CAFA 1 to CAFA 5, from CAFA 1 to CAFA 4, we always remove those target proteins that only include protein binding. But in CAFA 5, there's no rule for such exclusion. So we try both and find that the model with protein binding, so the model trained with protein binding only MF targets has slightly better performance than the model trained without those protein binding only proteins, although we feel biologically probably the one trained without protein binding only protein is more biologically relevant. So we don't know what the final scientific paper will treat those target proteins. So the second finding is that we fail to completely reproduce the private data set used for the Kaggle challenge. So how we try to derive the CAFA 5 private data set is this. So firstly, we extract all the experimental goal terms from UniPro GOA released in 2023 July and exclude negative annotation with the not qualifier. And we also extract experimental goal terms from 2023 December release for UniPro GOA, excluding negative annotation. and map those goal terms to the goal release specified by the CAFA 5 Kaggle challenge, and select those target proteins with new annotation in the new release, but no annotation in the same aspect in the old release, and submit these proteins as late submission. But we only get a private score of 0.98, not 1, meaning that there are around 11 proteins that we missed for unknown reason. So hopefully, Kaggle or the CAFA team will release their private data set soon, so we know what's wrong. For simple model, according to our independent test, around at least 95% and sometimes even 98% of the performance could have been achieved by only using the sequence component alone. But if we only achieve 95% performance, we would have ranked around we would have ranked around 200 or 300 places, because a 5% difference will make a huge difference in ranking. So finally, I want to thank all members of the Lydia Fedorino lab, especially Cheng Liu, who is also the winner of, who is also the developer of the 6th rank method in the Kaggle CAFA 5 challenge. Thank you.